Well, this is a bit depressing. It's day 10 of Vlogmas, and here I am in my workshop, which no matter how much effort I put into tidying it up, I always finish a class and just dump everything on the side. So today's video is going to be a declutter and clean with me video. I love watching these as people go around their houses and I'm sitting there on my sofa reading my book and eating a packet of crisps. So I hope you're doing the same. Kettle on, biscuits at the ready, and please be my cheerleader as you follow me around the workshop as I try to get things a little bit more under control. Now I've got one more live Christmas class to teach. I've got a pile of things over there which I'm thinking of putting on a Facebook Live sale, and the rest of the stuff, some of it is for future vlogmas episodes, and the rest really needs to go up into the loft. So life is one constant clearing up party around here. Last night I hosted a class on Zoom for a group of ladies in the Midlands, and we made door wreaths. So these were some of the wreath bases that I didn't use, so they need to be, I'm just going to throw them across the side. I've got a pile of things that will go up into my loft ready for next year. And then tucked in here amongst my pile of greenery that needs to be thrown away is the sample wreath that we made. So very Scandi inspired with a little bit of festive greenery. This is you on the side, some apples and some pine cones, a little bit of ribbon, and then I covered up my ring, the metal ring at the back here, with some silver birch just to give it a little bit of natural movement. And if you've been watching my videos, you will know that I have already got loads and loads of door wreaths around my house. What I might do is take off the Christmas bling, and then I can decorate this for something in New Year, but keep the silver birch on it. So again, that's kind of going in the pile that's do something with it later. And then things to put away. They're not cheesy snacks. This is the box I keep my wires in for when I do my Christmas wreaths. So if you watch back in previous videos, I have put a link to a door wreath kit if you're interested in shopping for yourself online. So they need to be put away. Door hanger from last night goes in my bag. And then I've got a bag of bits. So this has been following me around in class for the last few weeks. I save everything from previous year's door wreaths and decorations and recycle them for the following year. So I have actually got one more class left. I don't need the paper covered wire, but I will need the blingy bits. I've got a candle in there, a gold candle with all the paint starting to chip off, and a stick for my hot glue gun. So hot glue gun lives over here, ping, clear that up later. Candle goes in the cupboard behind me, but I will need to put this box of bits to one side so that I can use that for my next online class. And then my rubbish bin, my compost bin. So let's put some rubbish in there. I'm going to move that to the side. That goes out down there. Okay, brown paper bags. I have got so many paper bags. This one is full of cinnamon sticks. So I might save myself a few cinnamon sticks for my class next week. That should be enough, but the rest can go up into the loft. So I need to start a bundle of, oh, actually I might start this as my bundle, my class things. This can be my supplies for class next week. Spray paint. I have an idea. That might make a really good, I've just had a thought. This toilet roll inside has given me an idea that I might make some cowbells, and I'll use my gold paint for that. So I'm going to put it on my trolley here of all things for future vlogmas videos. There's the parcel that I made the other day, and there are the ink stamps. So they are Christmas themed. I'm not going to be able to use my bauble stamps any other time of the year but Christmas. So I think I'm going to put those up in my loft with my Christmas supplies. So I do try and take everything out of my workshop that is distinctly seasonal. So they go back up in the loft. And then I feel like I'm getting into the middle. Paintbrush, chalk brush, paintbrush. It only belongs in this bit over here. I don't know why I don't put things away. So this is something we made in Zoom flower class a few weeks ago. So an Advent crown, lighting the candles in each of the Sundays during Advent, apart from I haven't lit them. But do you want to have a closer look? So you'll find that in the description of the video, there's a link to my Christmas Zoom flower classes. So even though you've missed the live classes now, that they are available on catch-up video. So if you want to know more about that, let me know in the comments and I will point you in the right direction. So one thing I could put away is this little footed container, which was actually used for the first project in my 10-week course on Zoom flower classes for Christmas. And we started off doing very autumnal arrangements, and that was my week 1 class. So again, if you want to know more about that, do let me know and I can point you in the right direction. So all my white vases, they belong up here. And it's just a matter then of getting my steps out so I can climb up and put it away. I keep treading on my microphone. It's got a piece of Velcro on it and it keeps sticking to my socks. So I think I can find a home for this right up here. Shuffle things around a little bit. And then on my way down, I've noticed that I've got some longer cinnamon sticks here. So I'm going to put those in the bag with my short cinnamon sticks and there'll be no problem with knowing where they are next year. So I feel I'm creating a little bit of space. The huge reel of brown paper that I use to do my stamping on, that needs to go back in its hidey hole. So under here, like that. There is a, oh, I can put the glue stick away as well. The glue guns belong under here. And then there's more Christmas bling in this broken carrier bag. I have got lotus seed heads, pods, and an old garland that had glittery golden leaves, which has been featuring in some of my Christmassy bits and pieces. So that probably needs a new carrier bag. But that can go up in the loft with these cinnamon sticks in the corner of the loft marked Christmas. The Christmas wrapping paper, I'm going to roll that up and use it. So I'm keeping all my wrapping paper at the moment on the spare bed, so that can go upstairs. And I might put that, my fake present, I might put that under the Christmas tree while we wait for the real presents to arrive. And also I have got some other Christmas stamps as well, which I was going to use for my wrapping paper. I've got one that says Merry Christmas on it and one that I bought up in London years and years ago, which I've never used. It's like an Indian carved Christmas tree block. I think that would look quite nice just standing on the side as a Christmas tree. But I haven't used it, so I shall put all my stamps together. So next time, next year, I'll know exactly where to find them. So there you go, up in the loft. So perhaps we should have a shuffle around. Do I feel that things are tidying up a bit? I've got, the thing is, I just don't put things away. So I've spotted a vase. I think this vase featured, it's got crumbs in it, detritus for my greenery, a windowsill vase. So all you Constant Spry fans out there, and I'm pretty sure we used this in week 2 of my autumn/Christmas Zoom flower classes. I didn't put it away because it belongs on the top shelf up there with all my other vases. So this is as good as a workout up and down these steps all the time. And I got too many of these vases. So I'm getting stuck now with my microphone cord. I need to have a little bit of a shuffle around to get them to take up less space. So I am thinking of passing a few on. And what's going to make it through to the cut for my Facebook Live sale? We'll have to wait and see. I get quite sentimentally attached to my vases, so I don't like giving them away. So that is put away. Okay, so I reckon I can put the little high chair there, toddler's high chair. We have no toddlers, but the chair won't fit through the loft hatch in the loft. And as I say, these are bits that I'm going to feature in future vlogmas videos. I will show you those little bits later on. And then all these things here are things that I'm going to sell on. So again, they're taking up valuable workspace. I will pan the camera around later and you can have a look. I've got some, oops, chink chink, some little Wade made in England candlesticks, which I've had on the side. But I've gone for my more Christmassy ones, so I think I'm going to just put them in the cupboard. Put them in the cupboard. Get rid of them. Well, just don't have them out on show. Declutter and move them somewhere else. And then I found something that I need for class next week. We're going to be making, in the last Zoom flower class, homemade Christmas crackers with a floral touch. And I thought I might use these old belt buckles in there. So watch this space. So that can go into the trug with my little bits. While I'm there, I'm going to take the bits out of the trug that I don't need. So paper covered wire, I love using this. I've got the red one for Christmas, but I normally use the brown or the green, the twine and my wire cutters, so they can go back in their designated spots. See, everything's got a designated spot, but I just don't put them back. It's annoying. I am really annoyed with myself. Right, you have spotted these when I did my 5 kitchen DIYs. Really, the cutters should go back in the kitchen. So I'm blockading my way out of the workshop, so it means everything's going to have to be put away. Floristry scissors, I've got about 20 pairs. If only I put them back where they belonged. And then the little Christmas mug, I don't think I'm going to use this year. It's sort of this Scandi winter scene, so I think that will go straight back up into the loft. So that's my pile for loft stuff. I've got a hand towel which I take to class with me, so I'm not doing any more live classes until January, so the towel can go back with my class materials. And I've got a fake garland. We made swags in Zoom flower class this week, and I just cut off a bit of garland for that. And so I reckon I will just find myself a big bag for that, and that can go up in the loft. This pile for the loft is getting big. And then bags of bits, things that I am thinking of getting rid of in my Facebook live sale. There's a whole bag in here. I must have a look actually what's in this bag. It's like when you declutter, I normally have a bag of things that need putting away, a bag of things which is just totally rubbish, and a bag of things that I am ready to gift, give on. So sometimes I put them out on my front doorstep for people to collect who are wandering by. Sometimes I donate to the charity shop. Sometimes I put them on one of the free sharing sites that we've got a community page for in town, and sometimes I do sell them on as well. So I've packed my bag up of things I looked at several weeks ago, probably 6 weeks ago, thinking these are things I'm going to sell on. And then of course, because you haven't seen them for a while, sometimes you think, oh, actually I want to keep that, so I'll have to go through that bag. So that bag goes with that bag. And this is one of the things I'm going to pass on. I think somebody made this. I bought this from a sale, and I think it's a huge papier-mâché. It's like an Alibaba pot, but it fits a flower container on the top and makes a really big container. I used to do flower arranging demonstrations to flower clubs around the southeast of England, well, in Kent mainly, and I don't do that anymore, so therefore I don't need these really big containers. Ubiquitous IKEA bags, which are really handy, but again are just full of stuff. So I've got the bases for Christmas door wreaths. So this, if you've been watching my videos, this flat base, the wreath base, is the one that I made the wreath with a satin ribbon on my front door, and this really large, slightly shaped wreath is the one where I did the Christmas tree trimmings and the red tartan wire edge ribbon. So I don't need those. So they're going up into the loft, ready for next year's season. And then I've got more bits of sparkly garland. Oops, dropped that. And it's the time, isn't it, for sparkles everywhere. So I'm going to put that to go into the loft. and yes, glitter and rubbish everywhere. Underneath my videos I always put a link to shop my apron. So this says eat, sleep, flowers, repeat. So that's the apron I use in class, and you can go through to Redbubble and order yourself or a friend an apron as a gift. So I shall fold that up, and that goes in my kit for class. And then as I bend down, all my floristry wires I keep in. Oh, I've just folded that apron. It's unfolded, how annoying. I keep my wires in, which I think is a knitting needle pouch. It's like a really long pencil case, the Kidstone design with football players on it. So I would have picked that up from a charity shop. So again, trying to keep everything in order, but it has got a place where it belongs. And that place is on this top shelf just here. And the apron, I suppose I ought to fold it up again as you're watching me. I think if it had happened and you hadn't been here, I would just have screwed it up and shoved it in the cupboard. So that goes with my kit for class for next time. I've got a random bauble. So my box, this is the box where I've got all my candle clips in. So I'm not going to use any more candle clips. They can go up in the loft. The thing is, I've used them on the table decoration behind me, so I just need to remember where the box is, and in order that when I take the table decoration apart after Christmas, I know where to put the leftover bits. And what else I've got? Oh, I've got a glue gun here. Hot glue gun, that will go back down under here with the glue stick. I don't think I need the hot glue gun for my last couple of online classes, so that goes down at the bottom there. And then, ooh, candles. Got loads and loads of these little white candles. So I don't keep those in the loft. I did one year before we had our loft insulated, and they came out the following Christmas and every single candle had bent. So now I keep them down here, even though they're Christmas things, down in my cupboard where it's a cool, constant temperature. I've got a bucket for my flowers, and these flowers were left over from class, and I'm just going to bin those. White chrysanthemums and a little bit of baby's breath or jip. And then in here I have got some hydrangeas which I picked from a friend's garden when we went wreath making. You need to put them in a little bit of water. I won't show you that water too close because it's looking a bit disgusting. And they should start to dry naturally over time. And actually, when I touch them, I don't know whether you can tell, there's sort of a papery sound coming from them. So some of them are still, not that they're wet, but you can still feel the moisture in them, and others are definitely starting to dry. So I think actually the bucket of water probably wasn't as fresh as it could be, so I will rinse that out. And then my bucket for flowers for class lives down there. And then we're round the corner a little bit. Do you want to follow me round? Should we talk about autumn? So this is maize, which I'm hoping has now dried out. I'm slightly nervous about pushing this up in my loft in case it hasn't dried out and I'll be attracting mice. So what I think I might do is on the shelf behind me, I might actually put those on the shelf so I can keep an eye on them. This is a pumpkin I've had for about 4 years, a munchkin pumpkin. That has dried. And then these are this year's sort of decorative, gaudy pumpkins, and I'm rather hoping they will dry out as well. But I want to keep an eye on them. What I've found is if they're a little bit too big, is that they get to about July and then you think it's dried and then it's sort of collapsed and gone mouldy. So I need to keep an eye on those. And then I've got all these fake pears. Now pears can be quite a Christmassy thing, especially when you put a bit of gold or silver paint on them. But I do need to put those away before I drop them. I don't think I'm going to use them this year. What I might do is put them in with the cinnamon sticks. So this is what I do. It's a shuffle, shuffle, shuffle as to where best to put things until I find the job. So I'm going to shuffle the pumpkins one step closer to the shelf at the end so I can keep an eye on those as they dry. I have just now found a piece of cardboard that I was looking for the other day. because I've got a Christmas DIY for some family gifts. So I'm going to put that with my printed wrapping paper. And then if you follow me on Facebook and if you're a member of my free group, Flower Start World, I've been posting some pictures and videos of some of my recommended flower arranging books. And of course I've got them out of my bookcase and I haven't actually put them back. So if you're interested in any of these books, I will leave links to them in the description underneath the video if you want to put something on your wish list or buy something for a friend. So I've got to put those away. I've then got this lovely vase here, which was a charity shop find. I've kept the label on it, £2.49. It's Wedgwood. I reckon this is worth £60. So I need to put that somewhere safe so it doesn't get broken. So of course, what am I going to do? Shuffle it a bit further down and I might put it, oh, I've just noticed those white vases, when I shuffle them around, I've now got one that's overhanging the edge a little bit. That looks perilously close to falling. So I'm going to put this over with the other vases and then put them away properly. Right, I think that won't fall. And then the other thing, I think is probably going to go straight up into the loft, which saddens me slightly. I made these cinnamon salt dough biscuit stroke decorations last year. And I decorated them using textured paint. It comes in a squeegee tube, so it does look like you're icing something. And with the theme for Christmas this year, my daughter doesn't want anything handmade or handcrafted on the Christmas tree. So I think this is going to be a case of looking at it and enjoying it. These ones have got holes in. I think I used some of them as gift tags, but I have got a whole box, and they do still smell, a whole box of them. So if you're interested in the recipe for those, why don't you leave me a comment, just put recipe, and I'll know what you're talking about, and I will try and dig out the recipe. It was given to me by one of the ladies who comes to my Zoom flower classes, and it was really lovely to make. And of course, like all these things, you don't want to be making real biscuits because you're just going to sit and eat them all. And of course, if they're made as decorations, you kind of want them to last 1 year to the next, but then you end up with boxes and boxes. I've just broken the end of the star off there. So as that's broken, I think that's going to have to be thrown away. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. I'm just going to drop it on the floor, sweep up later. So they are going to go into the portion of the floor marked loft. So new purchases for this year. A little Father Christmas bowl. And some more of these little toadstools. And actually, if I'd known how many toadstools I bought this year, I might not have bought these. But I have got a class coming up, so I'm going to put them in the box for class. And also, oh, these are the silver baubles and acorns. Do you remember when I showed you how the 5 DIYs for the kitchen? That was what I had in mind. So I'm going to put those in there for later. That can go upstairs into the loft. And then I'm thinking of doing a DIY with all my special Christmas cards. Some of them I haven't sent because they're too special. And displaying those in a Kilner jar. So I've got all those, and I think I've almost managed to corral them into one carrier bag. You know, cards that friends have made, handcrafted cards. That little Christmas pudding there, hand drawn, little Christmas tree. Lovely little things. So that is going to be a Christmas DIY. I'm going to put that on my trolley because I need to do that. And then I got this out of the loft. I think this might be going straight back into the loft. I thought it'd be quite nice for my indoor bulbs, but I have actually used other containers, so I think that might well just go straight back. This is my favourite ribbon of the season. So if you're interested in sourcing that, do let me know. And that was the ribbon I mentioned in the video when I was lowering my door wreath because it was hanging too high. And when I went to check out the link for that video, it's actually called Vanilla. Do you remember that my friends thought it was pink and I thought it was a cappuccino colour? Turns out it's called Vanilla. So that goes down there. And then these were a DIY from last year. I had little Christmas trees in here. Spoiler alert, you may see them in a future vlogmas video, so perhaps it would make sense if I put them on the trolley with the other vlogmas paraphernalia. And then I've got some washi tape that goes in my craft drawers over there. I've got a little candlestick. I'm not going to be using that this Christmas, so that needs to be put away. And then I've got a little candle holder here. I think I bought this from a vintage market. I think it's the feeder for pheasants or chickens. And I've got a pillar candle that fits just in there. But I don't think I'm going to use it this year. I've got so many receptacles. So I think as well as that lovely green bowl, I might just put it straight up into the loft. And then I can rediscover it for next year. And then I've got some Amazon parcels, which I haven't opened yet. Oh, I bought myself some Rub and Buff. Everybody seems to be using Rub and Buff apart from me. I've never heard of it before, so you never know. That might come up, and I've saved the packaging because I might want to gift things to other people. And then here, I haven't even opened this. Do you do that as well? You know what you've ordered, and you don't open it. And I've bought, oh, they're tiny. I look surprised. Why is everything always smaller when you buy it on the internet? I've bought some of these, more of these original invisible disc plate hangers because I am determined. Oh, there's 2 on there. Oh, it's I thought it was 2 on one piece of card, but it was 2 pushed together. I'm thinking of switching out some of the blue transferware plates I've got in the kitchen to hang up my red transferware plates. And I thought, what's the point of buying a bigger disc when I could spend less money and buy a smaller disc? I just need to be sure that the smaller disc is actually going to hold the weight of the plate. And you can just imagine, for the sake of 50p or £1, if all my plates fall off the wall, I'm not going to be very happy. So I am going to bin the wrapping there, but I'm saving the jiffy bag, the padded bag there. And then I've got my numbered candles for the rest of Advent. The little pot I've got on my kitchen windowsill when I change the candle out, in theory, every day. I did try lighting a candle this morning and the wick wouldn't take. So I'm going to have to persevere with that. So that's when I get past, number 18, and I can't find where the candles are. The rest of the candles for the rest of the Advent are there safely. And then I've got my bookshelves, and you can see I've got so many books that I can't fit them in the bookshelf, which is a bit annoying, which is part of the reason why I can never keep my workshop clean. So I can see now, as I go through, that there is a sense of order to everything. But I think to the casual observer and to any members of my family watching, they would think this was the right old tip. So that's all from me for now. Thank you so much for joining me today and sort of keeping me accountable. I'm not quite sure I would have done this pre-Christmas clean out if I wasn't spending the time with you. So I shall say goodbye and catch up with you for tomorrow's episode of Vlogmas. Bye!